Gabe Kapler, this is the one that's going to lead us into everything.
I will say that I think nothing excites fans like homegrown players. I think everybody respects and appreciates big name free agents. It's nice when I was in Philadelphia when Bryce Harper came to town, and man, that was a huge boost to the city. And as we brought in some smaller name free agents, but some really good players, that's brought some good energy to the city. But there's nothing like when a player comes up and performs, and the city's like, man, we might have this guy for the next 10 years, and he might be a cornerstone for us. And we didn't have to spend several $100 million to get him. We signed him out of the draft, and he was developed by our player development system. I think that makes everybody feel pretty warm and fuzzy.
It does.
That was a hell of a line, and it was real, man.
Until it's time to do business.
In the back end.
But I listen, I'm not making fun at all.
Yeah, that was great.
That right there, he's right on the money, and that's why this is going to be so painful with Steph, Draymond, Clay, Looney down the line a little bit, Brandon Crawford now, Trent Williams wasn't homegrown. Kittle? Kittle's kind of getting up there a little bit.
Debo. He's still right there. Well,
so I'm just saying, like, what I'm acknowledging is, it's tough when these homegrown guys move on. How do you know when to move on? It's a puzzlement.
So, I know we're not in L.A., but just hearing you talk, this is who I thought of. Kobe Bryant, before he tore his Achilles against the Warriors, got a contract that some Laker fans are still mad that the franchise gave him. Mm-hmm. Had you been covering the team and what he meant to the city and who he was, and he delivered the 2 chips, didn't you understand that contract, even though you could say...
What were the details? Do you know off the top of your head?
It was a bad contract. You knew at the end you weren't going to be winning.
How many years was it?
That I don't know. And he got Steiny. They couldn't do nothing, put nothing else around him. But it was almost like
was
Kobe.
it for 1 year? Or was it a 4-year deal for like $200 million? It's important.
But it was multiple. It wasn't no 1 year. But hold on, I'm bringing it up.
So if he signed...
But he's everything you talked about. He was the homegrown. Yeah, he is slipping. 2-year, $48 million extension he got.
What happened that last year? Give me the Lakers record, Kobe's last year, and then the first year without Kobe. And then give me the records post that. Do you know? Can you do that off the top of your head?
I'm doing it now.
Did they go to the playoffs, Kobe's last year?
No.
Last game was an 81-point game against Toronto, right?
No, last game was against Utah. He scored 55.
What am I? Oh, yeah, 55.
Yeah, it was their 17th win of the
Thank
season.
you. Right.
What about the next year?
So that was life without Kobe.
They were 26 wins.
26. What about the year after that?
Let's get to 35.
Oh. 17, 26, 35 after that.
What about after that, Evan? Because I'm trying to see where
37.
How many?
37.
In other words, that sounds to me like 4 years
and then
without making the playoffs.
LeBron James got there.
Exactly.
Bubble championship.
So thanks for helping me make this point, I guess. Kobe got a ridiculous amount of money late in his career. He wasn't worth it. They paid him for previous performance. And his last year, they won 17 games, then 26, then 34, then 37. Maybe the Lakers could have somehow done something a little differently they wouldn't have dipped so much after their hero took off.
Hero, yeah.
And you know what? And I that's the thing. I mean, if you want to ride till the wheels come off, you might have to really bite the bullet at some point
and go Bill Walsh or some form or fashion,
or do that, or say, you know what?
I don't. Man.
Maybe it's time to move off Draymond, and we'll quietly save. Do you realize that if they move off Draymond, they save $150 million?
How can
if he were to just opt out, they move off of $150 million.
Okay, Steiny.
27.5 for the actual contract, 150 because it's 4.5 or 4.75.
But the penalty.
That.
But
that is the penalty.
In a robotic world, that's Joe Lacob would do that 90, 100 times.
And this is what I think.
But now Draymond means something, not just to Lacob in the organization, maybe not that much, but to the fan base.
Well, it doesn't
All
matter.
that, I think, is on the calculator.
Yeah, I know it
Let
is.
me add.
Oh, Joe Lacob's got a calculator out. There's no doubt about it. And what I think's interesting is the idea that I don't know what the Warriors are going to do. And I don't like any of the, they're in a tough spot. But I do think the idea that, Joe Lacob he'll just pay Draymond Green, whatever. It's like, So let me help you understand it. Not you, but so he's got 1 year left at 27.5.
Gotcha.
Okay. So if he just opts in for 1 year, which probably won't happen, but
No
boy,
doubt.
that'd be great.
Okay.
That $27.5 million in real money is $150 million.
That's wow, man.
So if you re-sign Draymond, that means the 27.5 goes away, but it's replaced probably by 25.
Go ahead.
So, and then you tack on 2 more 25s.
That's why I said 75 will take you to the 150 ends up being what?
Like $400 million.
So why can't, so that's incredible.
Like he just cannot keep paying this penalty.
So in a real world, could Joe Lacob say, Dre, I don't opt in. This is uncomfortable. I can't afford,
Well, you don't say it like that. You just say
professional, but
we'd love to have you back for I want him back for 1 year.
So the 150 you had no problem with. Because if he
I'd have a problem with it, but that's where I'll meet you halfway.
Wow, man.
Like
But
I'm not gonna.
if he got 75 or the 90, which would be 400, then you're like, what am I doing? What does it look like in 24 months?
Well, you don't care. Nobody cares about that. It's all about Steph. You can pay me now, or you can pay me later. Wow. What's the?
Good God.
What's the? I will gladly pay. What is it? Wimpy.
Wimpy on Tuesday.
I will gladly pay you Tuesday for a burger.
Oh, that's great stuff.
Steiny, but you forgot the Lakers were having record attendance during the last 4 years of Kobe. Yeah.
Who scored 60? I said 55. I didn't mean to rob them.
I had a feeling. That number didn't sound right. It didn't sound right.
But
yeah, go ahead.
Question, as it pertains to Bill Walsh and moving off a guy too soon, isn't that also because Bill Walsh had someone else to move on to?
Huh?
Like, you move off Montana, but you got a Hall of Famer Steve Young coming in. So I think it's a little bit more difficult with both the Warriors and the Giants because there wasn't for the Giants a real future to kind of bring up immediately. Neither is there with Golden State, right?
Well, help me here. When Jerry Rice went to the Raiders, did they have somebody waiting in the wings? Like, there's never
Terrell Owens.
T.O. Okay.
Remember on Jerry Rice Day, he got 100 footballs?
There's the exception. What about Ronnie Lott?
I feel like the end was near. I don't think they had. I could be wrong.
So the two examples we're using is
T.O. and Jerry Rice, Hall of Famer.
In other words, you're right.
And
Bill
Steve
Walsh
Young.
moved off 2 guys for 2 Hall of Fame people who are coming up.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
We don't know what Schmidt is going to be.
Mike Schmidt?
No, Casey Schmidt with the Giants. But still, he can play short. You got Steiny, they got some youth.
Yeah, I mean, not to say it doesn't take guts to do that because you didn't know Steve Young was going to be a Hall of Famer, but they're just guys that were in place that he clearly trusted. Whereas, I mean, who would you trust to potentially carry the torch for the Golden State Warriors right now?
There is nobody.
And
that's the
there
other.
should have been
Keep
somebody.
the guys around.
Yeah, but there should have been somebody. Wiseman could have easily been the answer. Jordan Poole could have been the answer. Some are probably nervous about that.
Jordan Poole was a 27th pick in the draft.
But he earned a contract extension.
Right.
Steiny, a big one.
But he's a 27th pick. He's reaching his potential. He's not the problem. You know what? That was a great pick, it turns out.
But he could have quietly been Evan's answer or any Warrior fan's answer.
To what?
Quick, what do you got to look forward to as a Warrior fan after Steph? If Poole had never got
still
punched,
look forward to Poole.
We don't even know if he's going to be here.
Maybe not. But
so then that's a problem.
No, go get some.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can still get something for Poole.
My point is you had 3 cracks outside
Jordan
of
Poole was a great pick. Maybe the best pick in the Myers
No
tenure
doubt.
other than
He may be his
Well, then
my
why
point
is he
is
the
his days
problem?
may be numbered. He's not the problem.
See.
He could be the answer. And when he got that contract extension last offseason, I was thinking, no, he's not going to be Steph Curry, but damn, this dude can fill up the place and he can do it all.